Well, guys, we do have the unofficial timeline that is developing for NBA expansion. Apparently, it's going to likely happen this fall. At least that's the report that came out a few days ago. I have covered NBA expansion, maybe done a few videos in the past months, and I would definitely expect it to heat up when the fall hits. Now, the last video I did on NBA expansion talked about Mexico City possibly being an option. We all know the top two options, Las Vegas and Seattle. It's gotten so obvious to the point now they're estimating that a Las Vegas-based NBA team would be worth up to $7 billion and that LeBron James and potentially other angel investors would be involved owning that team, or at least would bid on potentially owning that team. I mean, prices for every team in North America when it comes to the sports are just skyrocketing. The Commanders sold for like $6.5 billion, I think. They were one of the last pro sports teams to sell, and now this is a new different situation with the expansion, but certainly if it's to the point where they're already estimating how much a Las Vegas team will cost, I would imagine Las Vegas is 1,000% getting a team. And then on top of that, I would probably put Seattle at around 95% chance, maybe Mexico City with a 5% chance. I also saw they were like Montreal, maybe Kansas City. Those are kind of other options, but it's just not going to happen. You try and do videos and make it interesting, but the reality is it is for sure, I would say, going to be Las Vegas, and there's about a 95% chance it's going to be Seattle. The question is, there were two groups that offered fully private money to build NBA campuses on the Las Vegas Strip. They were at each end. One of them was in the way north, the other one was in the way south. There was an all-net resort that was originally planned. That's been scrapped. That was $4.9 billion. But it does seem like there is going to be a new arena, another arena/stadium built in Las Vegas. They've got a very nice state-of-the-art T-Mobile Center, which currently hosts the Golden Knights, the NHL team. That's been a major hit there. You would figure the NBA team would also move in and they could share that. It's really not multi-purpose. I mean, when you look at an ice rink and an NBA court, it fits almost like a glove, I guess, outside of Utah, because they're going to have to renovate it. But either way, but I guess it does make sense considering if the team's worth $7 billion, you're going to give them their own arena, but not only the arena. Of course, we know nowadays, especially in Las Vegas, I'm not going to guarantee it, but I wouldn't be surprised if a casino was connected to the arena. I'm not kidding. They're going to have like a casino, and you can walk without going outside into the arena, and then there might also be a hotel connected to it as well, along with a resort. But either way, it's not just going to be the arena. There's going to be some type of resort surrounding the arena. That would be my expectation. They've always talked about doing that in Las Vegas, and I don't know if it's going to happen this fall when it comes to the official expansion, but they were waiting for that TV deal. And now you got like NBA games on NBC and streaming as well. So now that that's done, the new reports coming out a few days ago were that Las Vegas, the team is going to be around $7 billion. Las Vegas is basically confirmed. And then also there were other articles talking about the Supersonics, and then maybe a third option being Mexico City, just because of the population. It's crazy in Mexico City. That's why they would do that. But Mexico City would have so many disadvantages in terms of an NBA team playing there. They would have big issues trying to attract free agents, I would imagine, going to Mexico City. Although I have heard Mexico, if you go to the right cities, it actually is a really good place to live. I know it's crazy. I was watching another video talking about it. But it does have some huge crime issues in a lot of those cities, and there are some real problems. So when it comes to the NBA expansion, will LeBron James buy, or at least partially buy, the Las Vegas team? I mean, it's been rumored that he wants them for a while. Michael Jordan famously, bought the team in Charlotte and recently sold it and made a bunch of money, even though the team was terrible, just because whenever you invest into a pro sports team, it's the easiest investment ever. The values are always going to go up. I mean, we're always printing more money, and it's even more than that. It's becoming more and more valuable because these teams are finite. They rarely go up for sale nowadays. They get passed down from generation to generation within the same family. So there's just a crazy demand and very limited supply. So the fact that there could be two more NBA teams after they signed this mega contract, this TV deal for huge money, you've got NBA contracts going through the roof. The Supermaxes are ridiculous. And this is going to be the next big thing. I would imagine Las Vegas, if the team does cost around $7 billion, the Seattle-based team would be less. I don't really know what the Mexico City-based team would be. I'm sure it would be a lot, though, considering, again, the population density there is crazy, and that would be like one team for Mexico. So you would get so much sales in terms of merchandise because of the amount of people in Mexico rooting for that one team. But again, the only reason I'm bringing up Mexico City is because it was talked about as kind of a third option outside of Seattle and Las Vegas. But with Las Vegas basically confirmed at this point, and Seattle's with like a 95% chance. They've got a pretty much brand new arena there, Climate Pledge Arena, which hosts the Seattle Kraken right now. It's kind of interesting. Seattle and Las Vegas just got NHL teams, and now they're very likely also to get NBA teams. And the reason an NBA team would work in Vegas is because, I mean, NHL follows basically the same exact schedule, very similar in terms of games, and they do very well, the Golden Knights. So I think that Las Vegas team will be fine. And it's also going to be more of a resort thing, probably with multiple pools right next to an arena. That's what I would expect. You have the all-net idea, which didn't go through, but it's going to be something like that. That arena actually included a retractable roof, believe it or not. Is that really worth it for an NBA arena? I think it would be cool, honestly. I'm not even sure you'd be able to use the retractable roof during the game. It would probably just be, for show, you could open it before the game and then after the game, but there's some issues with wind. I don't know. Maybe they would be able to have it open during some of the nights in Vegas if it is mild enough. That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see it just because it's something different. You also do have the Sphere in Las Vegas. I had wondered if they would play maybe an NBA All-Star game at the Sphere. I'm not sure how realistic it is. You could put a court maybe, right where the stage is. I think it would fit. And just with the crazy draw, I mean, the capacity of the Sphere, I think it can seat up to around 18K, which is pretty much good enough for an NBA arena. I was seeing some videos of the Intuit Dome, which is, I mean, basically done at this point. It has a capacity of right around 18,000 as well. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if they were able to play an all-star game at the Sphere, and you've got the huge video board going around, full 360. I mean, it is crazy. It is certainly an unbelievable attraction, and those tickets would be extremely expensive. You want to talk about trying to revitalize the NBA All-Star Game? I mean, it needs something because it's dying bad, and those players just don't want to play in it. Maybe if they played there, it would be more motivating, but right now it's pretty much unwatchable. Basically, everybody agrees on that, so that could also be something they would do, but you also have to factor in if this new, whatever the group ends up being, whether it's, with LeBron James, I know Shaq was also interested in forming a group, whatever it ends up being, they're probably going to want the All-Star Game at their new arena, the NBA campus or whatever they want to call it. That's probably where they're going to want it for revenue, but I don't know, it'd be interesting if it was actually at the Sphere. So I would say sometime this fall, maybe right before the season or even during the season, we're going to get probably confirmation that the expansion is happening, and it very likely will be the Las Vegas. I'm not exactly sure what their name is going to be. I know there's like Venom. Is that the WNBA team? I don't even know if they have a WNBA team, but that's a name that people were saying. It kind of sounds like a WNBA name, the Venom. I don't know about the Venom, and then obviously Seattle, they would just be named the Supersonics like they were in the past, and then they left for OKC in like 2007, and now they're going to be getting their team back very likely. If it's not Seattle, I would say it'd very likely be Mexico City, and if it's not Mexico City, you're possibly looking at like maybe Kansas City, but that seems extremely unlikely. Maybe Montreal. There was also some talk of like someplace in Virginia, Hampton Roads, Virginia. It's just really unlikely. I would imagine it would be both Seattle and Las Vegas. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.